Hello, everyone, and welcome to this year's Cozy Fest 2025. I'm Coltrane Seesequasis. I'm the author of the A Wolf in the Sun series, and for the next couple of minutes or so, I'll be reading a passage from the second book that just came out, The Threads of Time. In this passage, Silversong is approaching Frostpaw, who has recently been disgraced and demoted for his adventures with Silversong in the first book. You see, Silversong and Frostpaw are wolves from different territories, and in this world, wolves from different territories aren't supposed to work together or be friends in any capacity. So Silversong is risking a lot by going to see his companion at this desperate hour. So, let's begin. Silversong stepped into a round alcove hollowed out in the side of the den. It was large enough to contain several wolves, the smooth floor gradually descending to a steep drop-off overlooking the legendary River Stream Lake. Awe tugged at Silversong's lower jaw. The surface was clean enough to mirror the starry night in all its magnificence, and it reached to unknown ends like the sky itself. The inviting sight tempted him to plunge into the lake's embrace, to leap into the undisturbed reflection of the twinkling heavens above. The water dispersed the moon's radiance far and wide, illumining the shore in a muted light. It seemed like those passageways back there led to different alcoves, each facing the wondrous lake, and the corporals had a choice of which to sleep in. Only a single wolf occupied this space, though, and he slept near the edge of the nook in utter solitude. He lay on his stomach, head facing the speckled water. On silent paws, Silversong approached. As he came closer to Frostpaw, Silversong noticed the corporal was twitching and mumbling about his slain mother between uneven breaths. "No, don't go." Frostpaw made a few pup-like sounds. He'll be there. Silversong settled beside the other wolf, fur brushing up against Frostpaw's. The sleeping corporal tucked a snub between his forepaws and shook as if the gales of winter were blowing early. I'm so sorry," he whimpered. "Oh, Frostpaw." Silversong leaned against his friend, and Frostpaw shook no more. Silversong placed his tail atop the corporal's and licked him on his scarred shoulder. Needles of guilt pricked Silversong in the chest, but he continued comforting Frostpaw until those striking yellow eyes fluttered open. Mother?" Frostpaw whined in a slurred manner. He sniffed, then tensed, ears shooting up. He sprang to all fours and blinked rapidly. "Silversong?" The confusion on his face lasted mere moments before shock took over. "Silversong, what are you doing here? You're going to get me exiled." "Shh." Silversong got up too and tried to appear calmer than he was. "You'll get us both exiled if you keep yapping so loud." Frostpaw panted faster than he ever had. His eyes darted from side to side in search of an escape. "Why did you come here, Silversong?" He backed away. "To see if you're all right." Silversong couldn't keep his voice from cracking due to the lump in his throat. "I'm worried about you." Frostpaw froze like a deer catching a whiff of danger, his fiery scowl slowly cooling off. He inhaled deeply and expelled a long breath, sauntering over to where he had been sleeping and sitting at the edge. He peered at his own reflection in the water. "We can't be friends, Silversong. Get that through your head." Getting struck by lightning would have been less painful. Silversong pressed on the ground so his shaking limbs wouldn't collapse. He swallowed before the wedge in his gullet bloated to a choking size. Struggling not to whimper, he whined. "Why not?" "You know why," Frostpaw responded coldly. Silversong released a trembling sigh and stepped toward Frostpaw, heartbeat quickening the closer he got. He dropped to his rump beside the dejected corporal, and to Silversong's relief, Frostpaw stayed put. Maybe isolation had made him desperate enough to accept any form of companionship, even from the one he claimed was no friend of his. "Because of the Woven Code? Because it states we're supposed to be rivals rather than friends?" "Exactly." Silversong frowned and studied Frostpaw's face, hoping to find some doubt hidden in those creases and that rueful look. "If we hadn't worked together as we did inside the mountain mouth, we would have died, and the heretic would have claimed the peace of time. We gave the four territories a chance to fight back. For that, I'm grateful we found each other." Frostpaw's lips quivered, ears flattening. "Without you by my side, I would have failed, and you know it. Our friendship, our code-breaking, saved the future. And there's not a single punishment the warden could give me that would make me regret my choices." Frostpaw scoffed and allowed his head to droop. "Easy for you to say, Corporal." He glanced at Silversong once, twice, then peered into the lake again. Something disturbed the surface and caused ripples to distort the reflected stars. Silversong squinted at his wavy double below. "It isn't fair. Your demotion, your isolation, none of it is fair. You're a hero, Frostpaw. You risked your life many times in the underground ruin. I've never met anyone braver than you. Before this is over, we'll make your packmates see you for who you really are. We'll make everyone see the harm in blindly following the woven code. Frostbaw's hackles stood on end, and he gave Silversong a dire look. I should haul your backside into a steaming geyser for saying that. Silversong suppressed the queasy feeling worming through his gut and nudged Frostbaw on the side. Maybe that'll get you promoted to lieutenant again. Frostbaw snorted, his face softening. It would certainly impress Chief Riptide at least. Chief Riptide can bite my tail, Silversong wanted to say, but restrained himself. Instead, he let the silence deepen. He thought he saw something huge slithering beneath the watery surface. It had to be a trick of the light. He tried leaning against Frostbaw again, but since the corporal was now wide awake, he shifted away. A bitter pang struck Silversong on the inside, but he endured the blow without reacting. Frostbaw stole a few glances at Silversong, trying and failing to be subtle. Hey! Silversong's ears perked up upon hearing the corporal's voice. I'm sorry for being mean. It's just... There's a lot going on for me, and I'm happy for you and your promotion. It's just... Shh. It's all right. Silversong succeeded in touching the corporal's shoulder, dragging his nose in circular motions along the stiff muscles beneath sleeked fur. He loosened some of the tension there. I'm here for you. Frostbaw stared at him in disbelief of the kindness he was being shown. The swelling happiness in those perfect eyes ignited tiny sparks all throughout Silversong's body. Why? Was all Frostbaw could utter. You know why. Silversong risked moving his forepaw closer to Frostbaw's, stopping when they touched. Frostbaw snapped his head forward, but his forepaw remained beside Silversong's. Okay. Frostbaw released a long and trembling breath. Okay, we're friends, he chuckled nervously. Silversong beamed, the sparks within bursting into little explosions of tingly warmth. He wanted to jump on his friend and lick him all over, but he doubted such affection would be appreciated. Thinking about it made his tail wag, though. And we'll stop there for now. Thank you for listening.